Hello, thank you so much for having me today. So we are going to be talking about AI, and I'm sure everybody has heard about it. It's something you hear in the news every day. You can't go without it, and my wife keeps telling me I need to stop talking about it because it could be 24 hours a day. So this is what we're going to talk about AI redefining the future of business. So to give you a little background story of myself, I've been a business owner for 31 years. And started in Germany with a CPM machine before we had anything like AI. And the transformation I've seen in technology for all these years is astonishing. When the internet came around, I thought, that's a big step up. We have something now that connects everybody together. But then when AI started showing up about 5-6 years ago now, that's when I realized, wow, it's going to change everything, and it will. And this is what we're here to talk about. So, as we all know, what is AI, right? What is it? So we're entering a world of an industrial revolution powered by artificial intelligence. Now, AI is artificial intelligence. You could take that two ways. Artificial intelligence, is that a dumb intelligence, or is it real intelligence? So we are now transforming the industry into a real intelligence, from being something that's predictive to being actually something that can understand your thoughts and help you do your work. Why do we use AI? Or why are we even doing this? Is to make things easier for us, correct? Why do we go to work? Why do we make money? So we have more time to spend with our families and do things we'd like to do in our lives. This is where AI can really come in handy. And I always tell everybody, use it or lose it. When it comes to AI, this is a tool that we all need to embrace, no matter what kind of job you have, and start using it every day as much as you can. When it comes to AI, we will see from factories to front desks, AI will boost productivity everywhere. And you can see that already in many industries. Just about every industry you go now and you look at healthcare, for example, is a major advance in AI about diagnosing health conditions, looking at CT scans, being able to compare things to thousands of scans and letting you know what's going on with you. This is a major use case right there. Also, from automation. Being able to automate your calendar. For example, my calendar for my business and everything I do, even on my weekends, is using AI to tell me what I can do and where I can't be at the same time. So if a customer calls and says, hey, I need to be at this point tomorrow and it's a different city and I can't make it, AI will know that. It won't just put the calendar entry in there for me. These are all time savings. Automation and revolution. Routine, remarkable, AI handles the tasks that we hate. Who has had gigantic spreadsheets that you have to go through? So we want to get rid of spreadsheets, correct? This is something I hate. I get so bogged down at work sometimes with spreadsheets in the past that might be 30, 40 pages long, thousands of information in there. And with using AI integration, I can now go through that in a couple minutes and ask it in a natural language what I can do with it. So give me an example again. We're monitoring a network of maybe 1,000 computers. I can tell it, please let me know which machines should be replaced next month. It will tell me that. In the past, I had to go through that manually. So it's a big time saver. AI anticipates, not just automates. When AI first came around, a lot of people thought it was just predicting their next step. It's kind of like, spelling. It corrects your spelling and adds more words. No, this has become way more beyond that. When using modern systems nowadays, they anticipate what you will be doing next and make your life easier. Now, how does AI work? AI really is just a digital copy of our human thought process in the digital world. It's just made out of computers, okay? In the simplest terms, data centers run AI. That's why you see more and more data centers springing up everywhere. And the reason why AI actually works is because nowadays we have the technology to do this. So we have the speed of technology, and we also actually have the capacity and the data to feed it. Without the internet, AI would have never worked. Because right now, while I'm talking to you, it already has learned something much more powerful than we ever would have known. So it's learning all the time. Data really is now the new oil, okay? Data is very powerful. When you look at companies like search engines, I'm not going to name any, or social media websites, they deal with data all day long. So that's their product, that's their oil, that's what runs their machine and runs industry. And it's very important. AI is the same way. It needs data to run. If it doesn't have any, it's not going to work. We have seen studies where AI now is running kind of dry on certain things. It's looking at data on the internet, and it's discovering things that it already learned. So what do? There are some companies who are trying to feed data back to AI systems that's artificial and making it train on things that it already has learned or that's made up. Of course, that's not a good idea. Now, this is a question I get asked many, many times. AI, what is it going to do? Is it going to kill my job? And no, it's going to change your job. Just like every revolution has, it's going to change your profession into probably something better. Some jobs, yes, will disappear. If it's a very mundane office entry job, data entry and stuff like that, that's just no point anymore to have these kind of things. But you don't have to be afraid of these things. Like I said, you have to go with it. If you don't use it, then you're going to have a problem. If I didn't use AI on a daily basis, I would be far behind on my schedule and anything I'm trying to do. So it amplifies us. It doesn't replace us. It will definitely change the market, I believe, when it comes to skilled labors, as being like a baker or plumber or being a car mechanic. Those are kind of jobs are going to be safe for a long time. You're not going to see the robots coming and over to your house and fix your plumbing. That's not going to happen yet. Maybe we'll see that in 10 years from now, but I don't think so. So, power must meet responsibility. And this is one thing I was going to really address, because I get that asked quite often. What is the positive and negative side? Obviously, positive is it gives us time back, it makes our life simpler. But, as we've seen in the past, when it comes to internet, social media, cell phones being available 24/7, it really hasn't made our life much easier. It has made it a little bit more complicated sometimes. But that's where AI comes in to simplify it again. Because nowadays, your constant availability to everybody can be a real problem. AI can help you sort these things out so that you can actually spend time with what you want to do. In the not-so-negative things, we've seen stuff like impersonating people, deepfakes, and I get this question probably every week about how do I prevent myself from being impersonated online? And my first answer is, well, you have to move to the North Pole or somewhere, because you're going to be on camera somewhere. You're going to be on internet somewhere. But also it's up to you about not oversharing anything of yourself. There's no reason for you to put everything that you do on a daily basis on Facebook, okay? That's how we all get in trouble. And it only takes certain AI systems 30, 40 seconds to make a digital copy of your voice and also your likeness and play that back in a video. How can you tell these things apart? It's getting more and more difficult, because AI video creation has come to the point where it's photorealistic. Who has seen all these videos lately of actors that have passed away and see them online? It's kind of shocking. If you don't have a trained eye for this, you're going to believe that is real. And in the past, that was easy to tell because certain AI video creation tools that even I use for advertising were having a big problem about human physique. Sometimes the characters had like 7, 8 fingers on their hands, and you could tell that was definitely fake right away. And nowadays, that's not the thing. You might have, the most famous video I can tell you that you can look up online is a video about a famous actor eating spaghetti. And that was absolutely horrible 4 or 5 years ago when they first started producing these videos. Nowadays, you cannot tell the difference anymore. It is real. It is ultra realistic. How do we start with this magic 2-letter word here, AI? How do we grow with this? The first step for you, again, is to realize I got to start somewhere. There are many tools out there to use. Obviously, the one that I think we all know, and that's what it all started with, is ChatGPT. It's the easiest way to get in front of AI, experience yourself. But don't limit yourself to just these basic tools and websites. There's lots more out there that you can use on a daily basis. And once you start using it, it really becomes starting to be like almost an addiction of what can I use AI for now? Like, how do I do this with AI? How do I do this with AI? And it's amazing what you can come out of it with this. So the future of business isn't artificial, it's human. And that's my main talk I really want to talk about today, about this idea that AI is going to replace us in the future. That's not going to happen. As a business owner that's dealt locally for 31 years, I can tell you the most important thing is the human interaction, and that is not going to go anywhere. Companies right now might be experimenting with things to lay off people and get AI integrated in their systems so that when you call a calling center, you can be talking to an AI system. But people are smart. People are realizing that this is not really the way to go. And you'll see that reversing back fast once these companies realize, hey, this is not the way to go. When you interact with people, people want that. Now, AI can also be a big benefit when it comes to human interaction that we never thought about. And this is really interesting. Has anybody heard about AI in psychology? This is something we've just seen lately in the last couple of weeks, about being able to have a full-blown conversation with a patient and taking down information, not being able to handle the whole case, but then handing it off to a licensed psychologist and going from there. So it's really amazing what you can do. I was going to go back about AI and security. My main job has always been about security and keeping people safe on the internet. And I think that is where AI is going to make the biggest impact in my line of business, is protecting end users and companies from anything that's happening to their valuable data. When it comes to bad guys out there on the internet, we see quite often that we are being attacked by, first it was the Nigerian prince calling us or telling us we have some money left over somewhere, right? They retired him, now he's gone. But now we're getting these emails that look really sophisticated. So AI systems are producing these emails that are tailored to you. They're not mass emails anymore, and they're starting to look really, really good. So we're trying to protect you against these things, and the industry is moving about that. So lots of bad things out there and lots of good things too. AI is working on both sides of the coin. I would really recommend to everybody to study up a little bit more online about what can I do for you and what it can't. When it comes to my life, it has greatly enhanced my life. giving me more time with my family, which is very, very important to me. And it's also made my business better. Now, I will leave you with this. When it comes to technology in general, where I believe AI is probably the biggest revolution we're going to see in our lifetime, I really believe so. We always have to be careful because humans, I tend to compare to like birds. We like shiny objects, and we jump towards things that are amazing, right? So we have to make sure that all these tools, what you see online and these technologies, are really something you want in your life and really vet them properly. That's coming back to my history as being in cybersecurity. When it comes to things like when we got cameras out there, webcams and stuff like that. People buy these things, plug them in, and never check to see if they changed their password. That's just a small example of these things. But AI is going to come into your household. You will already see that. I'm sure everybody is using some kind of home automation system, right? From many of the providers, being able to turn your lights on and off. For me, it doesn't work too well because, as you might tell, I have a strong German accent. And when I try to say, hey, turn on the lights, it says, what? I can't hear you. It's very annoying. But pretty soon, in the next couple of months, I already got a notification that these systems are going to become so sophisticated, you can have a full-blown conversation with your AI system in your house. And we've seen that also already in the movies, science fiction movies. You know, I'm a big fan of science fiction, obviously, because I'm in this field. And when you look at the old series like Star Trek, the first generation, the real one, that, you know, these things all become true. Other than the teleporter and time travel, we have really seen everything that they have shown in this series, correct? So it's amazing if you compare that. These are things that people thought about and that have become reality. So anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to talk at TEDxVeroBeach. And thank you.